Hello and welcome to another episode of Out of Stand Nation. We got the full cast and crew today.
Right?
Sir.
It's been a hot minute since we had one of those. So,
It's been a while.
Yeah. So, well, we've had a week full of some different releases. So yeah, I've had quite a few songs that I enjoyed that I never heard in a while.
I mean, it's been like a not as energy filled summer week, but more of a cool down. I mean, then again, we're also coming in at the end of the month of July, so it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of expected at this point. And then once August comes around, that's when everything is just gonna start hitting again.
I mean, gotta give people a chance to catch their breath, right?
Exactly.
For the past few weeks of releases.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright.
Alright, well, you guys want to take it to the first one?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Alright, so first up we got Summer Night by Hanlim and LASI. So Hanlim, she's a indie artist. She debuted last year. LASI he's a member of NIDA.
Okay.
Yep. So Nick, why don't you kind of tell us a bit about the song?
So, this song, it uses a very smooth intro. We intro with that very muted, like synth piano almost. Which is a really smooth intro given that we go into the kind of pre-first verse here. And that's where we kind of take up that more synthy, summery vibe, I guess you would say.
Right.
Kind of goes to like a tropical EDM.
Yep. Kind
of feel. And because that intro made me think that it was gonna go into like a more of a kind of like a R&B or maybe like a kind of like a acoustic pop style song.
Yeah, so it could have easily went into acoustic pop, it could have went into R&B, it could have went into indie, it could have went into... There were so many intros you could do so well with that, provided anything that uses a synth. The only thing it really couldn't fall directly into would be a ballad, because it was too overly synthy for a ballad to start out with.
Yep.
It would be really interesting to see kind of like how other artists could also kind of change the song to their style because of how flexible like the synth is to the song, So like because this does feel like a very much softer song. It's not as super high energy filled, but it's also kind of calming and loving, I guess. Would be.
Yeah, so it's definitely like relaxing, and it's a great de-stressor. It's not meant for that super hype club sound that we hear often in the summer sounds, right?
Right.
This is more. I'd say that there's like two types of songs that release with this kind of EDM feel. There's club sound and beach sound. And this is absolutely more
beach sound's a good way to put it.
This is absolutely more beach sound. This is a sound where you're just chilling, and where it comes from is the vibe that a beach gives off,
Right.
Yep.
So it's definitely more beach sound. It's more tropical oriented. And they do that very well with there's a synth in the pre-chorus that kind of bends upwards in pitch.
Right.
And that is really what sends home the tropical vibe. And then that really, really high synth that's just all over the place really sends home that tropical sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the description, like from the way we're talking about it, if you haven't heard the song, you probably think that it's like a more down tempo type of song, but it really isn't. It's still fairly like a moderate tempo to it.
Yeah.
Without being like too fast.
It's definitely upbeat.
Yeah, it's an upbeat but semi-slow. I don't know.
It is definitely sits in that realm of slower than most EDM. Because right below EDM, it is definitely that tropical kind of vibe in tempo, and then you get below that, and then you're dipping into regular pop or maybe even R&B, the faster side of R&B.
Yeah.
So it definitely sits in a very good middle ground for tropical, especially tropical house.
Yep. Yeah. And for myself, I really enjoyed it. This is probably like one of my. There's like a handful of songs I listened to the most this week, and this is one of them.
It's a very cute music video, especially like with the visuals. I found it really interesting as well because it also used a lot of like what you would see for photography shots, where it's supposed to simulate, like the videos are supposed to simulate moving photography. So with everything kind of like clipped in certain ways, or even like making it seem like as if the scene were done by camera phone, to make it more natural, to make it more like homely, I guess, homemade. I don't know why I used that word, but yeah, they're trying to make it feel like a more natural homemade video of a couple together. And I think it very much fits the feel for this music video of not being overly energetic, but more of a summer beach vibe, and just nice and fun, and you're kind of enjoying yourself with your significant other.
And I think the two of them in the music video really helped sell the scene. Like they really did look like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And also earlier I made a mistake. LASI is not a member of NIDA. He wrote the lyrics to one of their songs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's what's up? What you got?
I was just gonna say that I actually really enjoy the rap break. I think.
Yeah, it was very welcome, right?
Yeah, I think I would have definitely gotten bored of the sound had there not been a rap break.
Yeah.
Like even when the rap break was coming in, I was like, if they continue that really high synth, I'm gonna be bored. Like the rap won't feel like it's impactful.
It definitely changes it up a lot, gives a refreshing feel that you've constantly talked about in other songs, where there are rap breaks between these slower tempo songs. So
yeah, especially just like the song itself doesn't really change it up too much. It's pretty consistent in sound and feel throughout the whole song up till you get to that rap break.
Yeah.
This is definitely more of a kind of like a vibe song. You play it, and you get other stuff going.
I also really like that they introed LASI with the rap break, and then kept him through the rest of the song. I think that was really good. Had they introed him before with the singing, I feel like the rap wouldn't have been as impactful and as useful, because I would have already expected him to come in there.
Right. And it's also really nice that it's more than just more than a usual feature than like one or two lines,
Yeah. So we've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about this before, but I don't like when an artist comes in for one verse and then is gone. I feel like it was almost useless to put them into the song at that point.
Or even worse than that, when he's coming with ad libs, not even a verse.
Yeah. And like it's I don't see a point to that. I mean, I get it, diversity, right?
Right.
Especially in pitch, and
cross promoting. Like, you put in just a bare minimum to justify having them as a feature credit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is definitely an enjoyable song for myself. Sounds like you guys also enjoyed it as well. Guys, ready to move on to the next one?
Let's do it.
All right, Nick, take it away.
All right. So we've talked about this artist before, quite a few times actually. She's also a very prominent member of her group as well. But this is Kim Sejeong.
Oh yeah.
With "Baby I Love
You." When's the last time we saw a title that was that cheesy?
I would say a long time, but I feel like it hasn't been. We got through so many songs.
Right.
I feel like we see one pretty frequently, but not this bad.
I mean,
And you know what?
This
I
is
love
like
it.
cringeworthy.
I mean, there was
I-
last week with Weekends Without You, you know. So
Yeah, but I mean, like, Baby I Love You is pretty standard fare, as standard as it gets
yeah,
for like the past 30 years.
Yeah.
40 years even, probably. So, and you know, like you said, right? Borderline cringy. I embrace it.
I think it's cute. I think it's cute.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, which fits with the song. The song itself is pretty cute.
Yeah.
So, now, man, normally, the last few releases that we've seen from her, where we're used to seeing ballads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially like her OST work, but even like for her own like comebacks or like solo work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When was the last time we seen you know, kind of like a R&B hip hop song from her? Actually,
Yeah.
I can't think she's done one before.
It's such an interesting mix, this song, because it's her singing is very pop oriented, you know, given that the group she was in, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And the group she is in, but like it's so weird because it's such a trap drum line.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I took the drum line and layered it over any trap song, it would fit.
Right.
Yep.
It's such a heavy trap song, and that the bass is so like resonant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was so confused on first listen. Like the entire way through, I was just so confused because I was just like, I don't know what I think about this song. I mean, it's a weird fusion, is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then especially that part where she kind of had like almost like a light rap, sing talk,
Yeah.
portion of the song. That I can't remember the last time I'd seen her, you know, do that. If she'd ever even done that up before.
Right. Yep.
It very much portrays it like a youthful, a high energy youthful kind of feel song, you know. Almost.
Which like reminds me of like the earlier days of Gugudan.
Yeah.
Not like their debut era, but like
Mm-hmm.
you know, probably like around their second or third comeback era.
Right. And I mean, I think it very much fits well with the imagery as well, because it is a very bright yellow music video. Like you see Lay's potato chips, you see freaking ducks. I don't know all the characters of the ducks. Like there was supposed to be one that was on the cup that I remember seeing from something I don't remember. But and then even the walls, you know, all of it is supposed to promote like youthful energy, high energy. And and while this is also kind of youthful, the song is very youthful. It is. I don't think it's a high energy song, but it is still very much portraying a youthful atmosphere. So,
Okay, if you remove the trappy elements, wouldn't this resemble like a more of like a late '90s era R&B song?
Yeah, I would say definitely late 90s, maybe even the early 2000s.
Even early 2000s, yeah.
You know, early 2000s definitely if you're pushing for like that really like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gives it like a bit of that nostalgic feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed the song. The only thing I wish that would have been different is I think they mixed her too far into the music.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand because it's such a weird like mashup of genre, right? Because she has a very pop oriented vocal. I mean, we've seen that with Gugudan, with IOI, you know, especially like their Chrysalis album. But
Yeah.
it's on this like really trap and like really filled in drum track
Right.
and bass track. I wish they would have brought her forward more, especially during the high notes, right? She's a main vocal. She has the stability to do those. but I feel like they
Yep.
mixed her in more on the basis that they wanted her to fit with the song better.
Yeah, which fits more in line with like the more of like a pop R&B from that era that we were talking about.
Yeah, especially like current K-pop in general, they mix very far forward.
Right.
Like that's just normal right now, is to put the singer basically on top of the track, and if the singer is good, they will complement the track.
Right.
The only time you ever see them mixed in is specifically like ballad R&B focus. But this is too upbeat to be a ballad R&B focus, and so I wish they would have mixed her out a little bit more, especially inside of the bridge and then the high note section. I wish they would have just projected her out more.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Man.
For me, I was just gonna say I kind of wish that they did a little bit of a different imagery, because she's kind of just sitting there throughout the entire music video. It would have been nice to see her walk around, maybe have like a sundress with a hat, you know, give a more ethereal vibe, because that kind of scenery would also very much work. Maybe a little bit cliche, but I feel like that would work very well with this music video.
Ethereal, or even like more dreamy.
Yeah.
Fantasy, or someone not fantasy like as like the genre, but like the fantastic or fantasy kind of feel like you're fantasizing about being with someone. You know, so for myself, it just really made me miss Gubidon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I actually forgot that they were disbanded.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But one thing I really liked about the scenery in general, I mean, I'm with you, or I kind of got tired of it. One thing I really liked, and I don't think this was intended, I think it just worked out this way, is if you saw on one wall, there was a lot of stuff, it was very messy, and on the other wall, it was basically plain, there was nothing there. Right. And I think that really emphasizes the duality of the track as well, because you have this really, really complex drum line, full of like trap elements, and for pop, at least, like for pop genre types, it would be considered messy. And then you have her just the simplicity of the upper lines, right? You have this like one melody, and then her singing on top of it, and it's very standard. It's very simple.
Right.
Sprinkled with a little bit of some high synths.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
who knows?
See that, like, up against the other wall.
It could have honestly been intentional as well, you know. It's not that difficult to do, and it doesn't take too much resources to do that. So what you're saying is actually very valid and could actually be an intention.
I definitely liked that element. If it was intentional, then my applause to whoever set up the set. They understand music very well, but if it wasn't intentional, it still worked out really well, and I did enjoy that part. I will say I did enjoy the song a lot more after I wasn't watching it and I was just sitting there listening to it. And it's not necessarily that the set was bad, it's just that I ended up focusing more on the set.
On the song. Oh, on the set?
On the set when I was watching it. And because like I was talking about that duality and then how it compared to the music and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's a personal opinion.
I mean, it's understandable. There's not much you can do sitting, you know. And the clothing they chose for her for the music video made her easily blend into the background. So I honestly don't blame you. She easily blended into the background. And yeah, I think, you know, to go off of what you were saying before, it could have just meant like trying to blend everything together into like how the song, you know, she was meant to blend with the song, meant to have the entire music video blend together. But you know, it very much just might have, to some people, worked against them, you know.
I would say at the end of the song, that smile she got, it's that Kim Sejeong smile. Gets you every single time.
Yeah.
At least me. All right. Well, You guys ready to move it on?
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright. Aura.
Yeah.
You're
So this is My Way by Kyung Dasom, and this was released on Super Soundbugs. I don't know much about this artist, to be honest, but it is on. I want to say this is honestly a really beautifully done music video.
Yeah, I did look into her a little bit, and I don't really know much about her. I know she's been debuted for, I think, since 2018 or so.
Okay.
But
So we have actually heard Kyung Dasom before.
Have we?
yeah, 'cause I was about to say, I think we featured her before, at least once before.
Yeah, so we talked about Wanna Be Yours,
Yeah.
which was a song that was released back in September of 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, we have talked about Kyung Dasom before, but I think that was the only time we've talked about hers so far. So, as far as that goes, but I mean, I know of, off the top of my head, she's been releasing music since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I pulled it up, 2017. We were close.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't follow her since debut or anything. I found I found one song. I think it's Raining or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was released in 2018, and so that's when I started following her music.
Okay.
I think I had seen whatever music video before, prior to Wanna Be Yours, because she did seem familiar. Well, that we posted at that time, but yeah, dude.
I completely
with
forgot.
this release. So this song, very tropical again.
Very upbeat.
Very refreshing. For and kind of inspirational.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
When I first listened to it, I think this was the first song of this week that I was like, "Yep, my kind of song for this week." For my kind of mood for this week.
Yeah, I mean it's super tropical house.
Mm-hmm.
It's super. I mean, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I mean it's very standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't say there's anything super unique about it, but in tropical house is kind of a restricted genre a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just like we talked about with ballads.
Yeah, because if you go too far into the tropical realm and try to do stuff differently, you end up in Caribbean house.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try to go too house, and you just cut the tropical out eventually at some point.
Right.
Right.
So you have to kind of have this specific mix a little bit. But in relation to what we were talking about earlier with Sejeong, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I meant when I said I wanted it to be mixed more on top.
Right.
So this is a perfect example of actually what we were talking about previously, because she is mixed perfectly on top.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to distinguish her from the song, even though there's really high synths that match her pitch at times.
Mm-hmm. And you can hear all the details when she breathes in prior to start singing the next part.
I mean, you're running with a $320 Supreme microphone. I mean,
You had to bring that up, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna bring it up, man. Why did you do that? And then I could also tell she's holding the microphone lower to show the Supreme to show the Supreme visuals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, $320 microphone, by the way.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure when it comes to Shure mics, I might be mistaken, I might be thinking of another brand, but with the Shure mics, don't you have to basically eat those mics for them to record or pick up properly?
I mean, it depends on kind of the microphone that you're getting. A lot of podcasting Shure mics are built for more longer distance.
Okay.
But you get too far away out of their zone, and they're not going to pick up very much, or it's going to sound like you're talking out of a tin can.
Mm-hmm.
But for these vocalist mics, typically you have to have them pretty close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
especially for their their broadcast mics that they use for in radio stations and whatnot. You basically have to eat those mics. They're pressed up right up against your lips.
Yeah. That's mostly to pick up, because Shure does a really good job of picking up very minute things in their audio quality. Their audio quality is so high,
right,
that when you eat those mics like that, I mean, you could pick up like lip smacks, you could pick up everything.
Which for me, kind of enhances the immersion of like the songs that that I like to listen to, right? Especially when it comes to like in the like the indie or acoustic pop genres, having more details for me, pulls me into the song more. So.
Yeah, I mean, like here, I really like that they didn't cut out her breathing out, breathing in. All of that. I like that they didn't cut that out because it makes the song feel like it flows better. It's being actually sung live.
It feels natural.
Exactly. Much more natural, much more organic.
Yep.
And again, for myself, I latch onto those type of details.
And you similar to how Nick compared this to Sejeong's song, this music video does a lot of similar things where Kyung Dasom is sitting down, but also in a very different ways. They're moving the camera a lot more. It's using a lot more active camera work to make it feel like you're moving along with her. It's a very high energy song, and with using red to signify high energy, but I feel like the red is a little bit more mature comparatively to yellow. I could be wrong. People translate colors differently, but using Nick for an example, he translates colors completely differently from me and Jihoon. But having the red be it makes it a lot more popping, and it's out there, and having that active camera helps move it along, and especially having her actually come in instead of already starting to sit with the music videos with her starting to sit down, but having her come in, pick up the $320 Supreme mic, makes it feel again more organic, and kind of helps immerse you into the entire music video as a whole. So this music video definitely feels like that immersion that it's trying to get, that Jihoon might have been even fully more immersed. I don't know if he fully watched it, but yeah.
I watched it. So it started out the same way with Kim Sejeong, with both of them walking to the scene to sit down and start singing. So, yeah. But man, I would probably say it's up there. Probably the most listened to song for me, anyways, for this week.
It was really well done.
Yeah. All right. Man, you guys got anything else you want to add in?
I'm good.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, I guess we'll bring it to the next one. So, GyeongseoYeji, or For You, Who's Like My Galaxy, featuring Molly.D. I think this is like the third time now that we featured them on our podcast.
Third or fourth? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So, almost every single one of the releases makes it, huh?
I think so.
I think we might have missed one.
The second time we've
I think we only one.
GyeongseoYeji at all, right? The second time?
I think this is the third.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I know we had one on our Patreon. But I don't know if we've talked about them on our main channel yet.
Right.
It might have been one of the ones that it was just me and Aura.
Maybe.
It's hard to keep track at this point.
Yep. So, as always, GyeongseoYeji with their mature, sounding vocals is very, very warm and kind of, welcoming. Pulls you in.
I was actually shocked to see Molly.D come in so early.
Like almost right out the bat. Like, was it 30 seconds into the song? Or 40 seconds into the song?
It was like almost. So what they did was they incorporated him into verse 1, which normally they will take verse 2, or like part of verse 2, and then we'll intro back in for the pre-chorus. Intro to the main singer for the pre-chorus, go into the chorus, and then probably chorus 2, and then song's over.
Right.
But here, I mean, he took part of verse 1 to intro into the pre-chorus, and that was like genius, because
and then
it felt like I couldn't expect when he was coming in.
And then he has his parts in the verse, in the chorus, but then like he also has his parts in other verses too. Like he has a constant presence throughout the whole song.
Yeah, I mean,
and just like you said, right? You don't when he's gonna come in.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to not even call this a feature.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels more like, straight up he should just be part of the title artist.
Yeah.
You know?
And man, like he was a perfect vocal or like voice type because both of them are very kind of wispy, ethereal sounding.
Yep.
And then he has this very like edged voice, right? It's very defined. It's very prominent.
Mm-hmm.
So it works super well.
Yeah, because without Molly.D, like the song would still be good, but it would be an entirely different kind of character to the song.
Mm-hmm.
It would feel much more kind of standard fare for GyeongseoYeji, and like, you think of other like other artists, like okay, it fits right in, but I think this makes the song stand out more.
Right. It definitely changes the pace of things and all that. And like we said earlier with Hanlim, it's that feature doesn't exactly feel it's more than just one or two lines, so it's a good change of pace and could definitely show what the industry like. This is how it should be done, for features.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, especially with this, going back to what I was saying earlier, like how this would just sound like a very standard first song with the musical accompaniment. Like, you probably you would feel like you probably already heard it before through like the Vici or even GyeongseoYeji's other songs. For sure, like having him as a part of the song is definitely like a smart thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've already said this before, but man, GyeongseoYeji is so skilled.
They're probably like one of my favorite female vocalists.
Yeah,
like they're definitely up there.
And like, it's crazy to think that they're two individual people because their voices are so similar. It's borderline scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I've shown people the songs of GyeongseoYeji before, and they were very convinced it was one singular person.
One singer. Yep.
Yeah.
And just with a second track above them, and that's because their voices are, I would say, borderline the same. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy that how similar their voices are.
It's honestly amazing.
Yeah, I really do enjoy like their vocal timbre, especially like yes, like they have that wispiness to it, but it's also kind of like it's not like a higher pitched like wispiness that we're used to from like Oh My Girl's Arin.
Yeah. I also really like that when they get up into their high notes and they get up into like they belt them instead. That wispiness is just gone. Like it becomes like that very belted, forceful high note. I think that adds a lot of depth to their music as well.
Man, yeah, for sure. GyeongseoYeji is probably gonna be right up there with the Vici for me as far as like this style.
Oh yeah, we stand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we enjoyed it from like right off the bat with their debut.
Yeah.
They already floored us then, and I don't know, like I just feel like they're still got more stuff to show, especially after this release.
And something else I enjoyed was like the camera work. Similar to what I've been saying, like it was a very active but not like super active camera work. It was a lot softer comparatively to Kyung Dasom's music video, where the camera work movement is a lot slower, but no one was consistently center. There were a lot of off-center shots or like less focus on certain parts, and it just made the entire music video feel more atmospheric. How you're supposed to enjoy the entire music video as a whole because of the atmosphere,
Yeah, and I like that the in the camera work, it didn't use as much stabilization, so you kind of had like a little bit of that
natural,
natural shape.
Yeah.
So gives it a much more of a kind of a personal feel.
Exactly.
Like one of their friends has shot the music video. That's what it feels like.
It adds to that feel where it's the closed sound stage, where it feels like that they're singing
much more intimate.
Yeah. So that natural camera shake with that closed sound stage definitely adds to that personal feeling that and everyone is doing such an amazing job of doing that intimacy of the music video so well. So
for sure. Well, you guys are moving on to the next one. I know this is an artist that Nick and I love.
Especially Nick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about Aura. He doesn't like anything, so.
Or doesn't like K-pop.
Yeah.
Ow. Offense.
Full offense.
All right, Nick.
Full on offense.
All right, so I don't talk about this artist a lot, but so this is DJ Ellia with her song Weekend. DJ Ellia is a former member of SIS, a group that I don't talk about a lot as well. But definitely has quite a bit of experience. She now works as a DJ, making videos on her YouTube channel, which you should go watch because they are amazing.
Not like Nick to just keep on promoting whenever he can.
Of course. And this is her second release. We talked about Belongs to You as well, which is her debut release as a soloist. So, and if I remember correctly, we had maybe I didn't say it, but we talked about the mixing in Belongs to You, right? And how it was like very kind of mushy and she was too pushed too far back.
Yeah, because like the whole EDM, going off of the EDM background or style of mixing, because it works better for EDM because they don't typically have as much vocals, or it's usually the same vocals being looped over and over again throughout the song. Because it's not that important for it to be upfront.
Right.
This definitely feels like they listened. Because her voice is mixed better ahead now. And now it feels like she's a part of the song and not an instrument.
Right.
It feels like she's actually like an artist now.
And that was gonna be my talking point for this topic.
Yeah.
It was just that. So.
And I mean, one of my favorite things in music is when you see artists and groups grow and adapt and to things that were maybe criticized before. It's like I wasn't the only one that thought Belongs to You, she was pushed too far back. I saw people on Twitter, I saw other people being like, yeah, I don't really like where your voice is mixed. And so it shows, because now like her voice is mixed better forward.
Yep.
And
so that is forward as like a pop song, but you wouldn't want to do that for this anyway, because it would take away from the prominence of the EDM musical accompaniment. So I think it was better. It's much better balanced here.
Yeah, and I mean it feels like she actually complements the song better now. I also really like that they opted with this super closed soundstage. Because they could, if they opened up the soundstage and maybe added like an upper synth, it could have absolutely went into tropical house right away.
Oh yeah.
But they stayed very EDM here, which obviously she has established that is her style. I mean, after all, she is a DJ. So I really like this this growth that we've been seeing, but also on top of that, I mean, I like the way they structured the song as well. Yeah,
it's a very fun song. Considering it's the weekend, who doesn't have fun on weekends?
Right, of course. I also really like them using the bridge as a build up for the drop. I thought that was really smart because, in normal songs in general, you have a bridge, but utilizing the bridge for the drop instead of just kind of having a lull and then dropping the song and then having a bridge later.
Yep.
It kept that flow really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or especially like the usual play of you go from the bridge to basically post chorus.
Yeah.
To end the song.
Mm-hmm.
So. Now for myself, I had been looking forward to her next release after it belongs to you, and I'm just glad that we didn't have to wait, that long. It's been 7 months since she released It Belongs to You.
Oh, has it?
And
yeah,
wow.
Yep. So, and I was just afraid, like, man, are we gonna have to wait like a year or a year and a half before we get a next music video for next song? So.
And man, it's crazy because also if you hear the song, you would not know that she was only a lead vocalist. Because she has insane stability. I think
stability and clarity.
Yeah, and I definitely think she's also improved a ton since she was in SIS.
Yeah, because she has a natural nasaliness to her, but even despite that, she still has really good clarity with her deliveries.
And you don't see that actually too often.
No.
Typically, when you have that really like nasally sound, you lose a lot of your clarity in your words and your pitch as well, which is just the natural element to it. But she's done a great job balancing both of them because she also has that weight in her voice to add that clarity.
Right.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So this is probably like my other song that I listen to a lot this week.
So like I'm going to agree. Like I like the song. It's really good. The music video. I didn't enjoy the video part of this very much. Mostly because of the overexposure. It and all the like the mirror effect where she's overlapping herself. It made it really difficult to see and kind of like made the music video kind of extremely busy. It was honestly just hard to just watch the music video. It very much felt like something you would just see in an EDM music video. I was about to say that's just pure EDM, but it doesn't feel like it's a pure EDM. It made the music video feel a little bit out of place when it came to the song.
Yeah, I would say just these like a very EDM style for the video to go with the song.
But usually you would see the special effects with like a darker music video, where like the background there's not too much overexposure of lighting. Well, with white, with the color white at least, you'd get overexposure, but not with like a white background because it.
No. We've seen it done before with other like EDM focused artists.
It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Just like I think of like Raiden.
Oh yeah.
I know Raiden's done that.
Yeah.
So.
I forgot about that. But yeah, no. Personally, I just didn't enjoy the music video. It just. And yeah, it just made it really hard to see and enjoy the like entire music video as a whole. I much prefer the scenery and how the effects were done with Belongs to You, because it was very much easier to see. It was very much easier to focus on DJ Ellia versus this music video, where the song was much more enjoyable. I'm actually really curious on how they're going to change and evolve with her next music video, seeing maybe, hey, improve on both instead of, okay, let's backtrack on this, but improve on this,
So, based off of this, and some of the other songs you talked about, you guys can tell like it's been a very EDM house oriented feel for me this week. This song did not disappoint.
Yeah.
Man, right after listening to it, I went straight to listening to Belongs to You.
Oh yeah, it probably transitions amazingly, huh?
It did. They accompany each other very well. Well, you guys, anything else you wanted to add to that before moving on?
I do not think so.
Nope.
Or you guys want to stop one more time to pick your pick?
This isn't going to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I have a hard time.
every time we record, I forget about this part of the recording. And then it comes back up and I'm like, oh yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, you gotta do that.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it's pretty much a no-brainer. I think everyone knows where I'm going with this. I have to pick DJ Ellia.
Surprise.
Coming from my alt group and then also like coming out with songs that I genuinely enjoy and I thought SIS would have transitioned to later on in their career as well. Yep. This is just a perfect match. So
What you are?
I'm actually gonna go with a song that we didn't talk about. It's going to be Rich Kid Gang by 40.
Okay.
Or it could be 40 by Rich Kid Gang. I'm not sure which the order is.
It's 40. 40 is ours.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm choosing that one because it very much feels like a song where you've reached a certain age and you're kind of rethinking your past few years. I could be very much wrong. I don't know what the song is about. I don't know the lyrics, but that's the feel that it gives off. But yeah, mine is going to be Rich Kid Gang by 40.
Yeah, that's a very jazzy R&B song.
Mm-hmm.
So, I enjoyed it too. So, yeah. So for me, between Hanlim's Summer Night, Kyung Dasom My Way, and DJ Ellia's Weekend, I don't know. They all like hit the right notes for me.
All good. All good.
I put them on. Yeah, I put them on their own playlist with some of my other like EDM and house songs just to go with it. So that's my pick.
Of course.
I knew you would do this.
Ji-hoon's just doing his usual thing now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's talk some quick shots. Nick, you're up.
All right. So, we talked about. All right.
Sorry, we're already laughing.
We talked about JYP Entertainment establishing a new girl group.
Yep.
And we talked also about their pre-sale. Is that what
pre-debut?
Their pre-debut sale for blind package. And that was going on pre-order. That went on pre-order, and they have racked up 39,545 pre-orders for the group in just 5 days.
As of this recording, yes.
Yeah, so that went on from July 16th all the way through July 20th. So while that figure is already impressive for a rookie group, especially on debut, it's all the more remarkable considering that
we don't know
further
Jack
information about the group and its members have been released.
We don't know Jack, other than they're part of JYP. That's all we know. So and they're a girl group.
We don't know anything other than that group is existing, and that there are members. Number of members nobody knows, concept nobody knows, but already 40,000 sales. So this group is expected to be a huge breakout group. JYP stands, get your money in.
Yeah,
bet I gotta prepare. Alright, I guess it's my turn.
Alright.
So, July 23rd, Mamamoo Hwasa's celebrated her birthday. By doing so, she opened up her own official YouTube channel, and within 15 hours of launching it, she already gained over 130,000 subscribers. And it only had 2 videos too, so that is impressive. And she's joining her other members, like Solar, with opening their own YouTube channel, and definitely looking forward to seeing what kind of content she's gonna put through. Hopefully see more of her vocal training, or like just doing covers or something like that, because Sola puts up dance covers and whatever on her own, as well as her eating as well. But
was it? Did you also take? Wasn't it you that told us that, like, who was it? Was it a member of GOT7 that before they even released any videos on their channel, they already had like however many followers, subscribers?
It was either Bam Bam or Mike. I don't remember.
I think it was Bam Bam. I think he said like Bam Bam had like, I don't know, 100-something thousand subscribers, or was it more than that? Like a million or something like that. So it was like a stupid high number.
Yeah, it was
a video.
Yeah, so either way, it's impressive for.
Oh, it is absolutely.
And it
because she got those all that many subscribers within like 24 hours of opening her channel. 15. So, and then Bam Bam had to work up to that however many stupid high number that he got, like over the course of however long. It wasn't in 15 hours. So.
Right. But then.
So she'll probably pull in like similar numbers.
Yeah. So, either way, it's always impressive to see something like that.
Oh yeah. And if you're not subscribed, what's wrong with you?
Actually.
We're already subscribed.
Of course.
So yeah, shall we end it off, or do we have anything else to say?
Yeah. I think we're ready.
All right, let's go.
All right, this has been Honest Nation. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell icon if you want to know when we upload in the future. All the links to all our socials and the MVs will be in the description box down below. Make sure you go check this out. They are all super amazing. And if you're a person that likes ballads, you'll definitely love the list down there as well. And with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.